James Delacy here from Superbon of Fighting, taking you through another fight breakdown. This one was sent to me by Roshan on Instagram, so thank you very much. If you have any videos you want me to break down, just DM me on Instagram. Sweet Science of Fighting, you can find me there. So we have Superbon here, so gain more strength and power for Muay Thai. I will again preface as usual, this is just my opinion, my experiences, making essentially assumptions and inferences just based on a couple of clips. Secondly, doesn't matter what Superbon does, he will be an elite fighter regardless of what he does outside of the ring. So bear that in mind as well. So let's look at what's going on here. I haven't watched these videos, so I'm going to go through completely blind and see what's going on. So bodyweight jumping exercise, 10 to 15 reps in each direction in that staggered stance. I like it. This would be extensive plyometrics, aka sub-maximal plyometrics. These are good to use like he's doing now. I'm assuming this will be probably a part of a warm-up, which is a really nice thing to do. You can also use these as part during maybe like a preparatory or preparation period, way further away from a fight, to prepare you for some more intense stuff down the line. Really good for just general muscle tendon, I guess you could say health and performance, getting you ready. Same thing here. So also we have another extensive plyometric exercise. Bodyweight jumping knee. And obviously with some intent there with the knee as well. Nice. So this is solid too. So again, just more extensive plyometrics as part of, I'm assuming, the warm-up there. Now we're into, I guess you could almost call this a specialized developmental exercise. If you're looking at, say, Bondarchuk's pyramid, if you check one of the Sweet Science of Fighting podcasts, I think it was episode 99 I did, I kind of talked about what specificity is. It's a nice way, I guess, to load that knee. It's, again, part of the warm-up. Solid exercise. I like that too. So we have dumbbell jumps in that staggered stance. I like this a lot, especially with striking athletes. It's actually one of the exercises in the Striking 365 program in the Sweet Science of Fighting Underground. That's down in the description too. Instead of just doing everything bilaterally with the feet next to each other, you can have that little bit of stagger, and you can create a little more, I guess, power out of that stance that you're going to be in when you fight. So it's like a little superset. So then we've got medicine ball twisting slam. It's a nice one too, just to get out of that again, straight up and down. So he's essentially complexing these two exercises, almost like a power complex. So jumps into throws. You can definitely do that, especially if you're short on time as well. You could also do them just separately. If you have a lot of time and you really want to get the intent in there, you can do that. So now we're into a plank hip curl. So this is for the hip flexors. I guess this next exercise specifically just for training the hip flexors, which is the front of your hips there. Solid exercise to do. Hip flexors are typically hard to train and hard to load. I mean, you can use cables and things, but nothing gets them like this does. Solid exercise, this one too. Medicine ball uppercuts. I wonder if this is when Steve Pipe or Jeffrey Chu were involved with Superbon. I've done 2 episodes of podcast with Steve Pipe when he actually helped Superbon with some of his training. I think Jeffrey Chu as well. Anyway, I've interviewed both those in the podcast, so they talk a lot about Muay Thai S&C if you check those out. Because a lot of these exercises look familiar with stuff they've talked about before. So medicine ball uppercut, solid again, from the hips. What else we got going? I like the intent there too, right? I talk about that a lot on these breakdowns where a lot of fighters don't have the intent, where you just kind of see them going through the motions doing it. It's actually focused intent. Kettlebell rotational swing. I think we've probably all seen this in various clips before as well. Again, taking you out of that forward to back, side to side. I'm trying to see. I'm sure that... Okay. I'm not going to make any checks. I'm sure that's Jeffrey Chu though. Maybe I have to ask him. Romanian deadlift. Solid. Nothing to say about that. It's good exercise selection. Bar rows. Very nice. Single arm dumbbell bench. I really like the single arm dumbbell bench. I'm a big fan of that. Challenges the trunk because you have the anti-rotation component from the weight on one side, but you still get a big pressing action there, which is really good. And then neck. The more I see the different exercises, I'm sure this is I'm sure this is Jeffrey Chew's session. He's actually supposed to come back on the podcast soon too. I need to reach out to him again. I'll ask him. Riskill. So I mean, exercise selection, very good. Session, very, very good. I like it. I want to point out one thing, and that is the order of the exercises in this, because some people might not see what's actually going on across the whole session, and how that the exercises are placed where they are for a reason. Nothing's just thrown in there randomly. So you've got your extensive plyometrics to start. Perfect. That's kind of that warm up into intensive plyometrics and jumps, which is this little power complex. So we're going from warm up, extensive, into our main fast movement, which is jumps and throws. Perfect. And then we finish jumps and throws. We come to some main strength work, one of them, that is our hip flexor stuff, into I don't think it's a complex, it might be a separate exercise, but it could be a complex, because you're hitting the hip flexors there, then hitting the hips here with the uppercut. But regardless, you're still getting strength and power work done here. And then you're into the main, then you're into, say, a loaded power exercise. You're going from body weight or lightly loaded speed based exercise into a moderately loaded speed power based exercise. And that's typically the order you're going to do things in, unless you're doing other things like complexes, fringe contrast, etc. So that's solid. And then you're going into your main heavy strength exercises. That's exactly how a session should be planned. This is really, really good. So if you're looking to create your own, that is the order that I typically teach and recommend. If you're not sure, go down the description. I've got a free MMA strength conditioning blueprint that actually runs through a lot of the stuff for you. And I also have the Sweet Science Fighting Underground that has it has all the programs really, and the app, and a community as well where you can ask me any questions in there too to get any help with your training. So that's pretty cool. But solid exercise selection covers the basics: rows, presses, RDL, neck, and then a little bit of, this will be like almost like your robustness stuff at the end. So neck work, and then into your hand and wrist care, which is solid. I mean, yeah. In terms of fighter breakdowns that I've done, this is probably one of the better, if not one of the best, or the best session that I've seen so far in terms of exercise selection and the way it's structured and the way it was actually performed with intent by the fighter. So if you're going to model some kind of strength conditioning and you're a Muay Thai athlete or even just any striker, this is a good one to follow. So I'll see you in the next